For real.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Villa Roma Resort here in beautiful Calico, New York, direct from Long Island's own Jimmy and Chris, the Weekly Rant.
Give a handshake. Talk to me about that one big break.
All right. How's everybody doing out there? All right. I think a lot of you were here earlier, so I'm pretty sure you're all ready to win some prizes tonight, right? Of course, got a lot of raffles that we did, a lot of jerseys that we sold, so I'm glad you all came down, and thank you for coming out to support us, and look forward to a great show, so thank you again, guys. Mr. Chris.
How you doing?
How are you, buddy?
Doing great.
What did we do today?
I played some golf this morning. That was fun.
You played golf?
I did play golf. I did play a little golf. You were there?
Yeah, I was there. I was in the woods. I found more acorns than the squirrels, let me tell you.
Every tree.
Every tree possible.
You know, you weren't deer hunting, but you almost hit a few of those.
Yeah, no, that was an epic fail, if you ask me, to be honest with you.
It was a good time, though.
Yeah, so anyways, you know, what we do, basically, we're from Long Island, we're from Hop Hog. I don't know, is anybody out here from Long Island? Ah, I love it. Excellent. So, yeah, we have an internet-based media talk show, sports radio. We cover anything and everything, really. You on here? Yeah, you're on. Just talk into it, baby.
Oh, I got to talk? I got to talk during this talk show?
You got to talk into it, man.
I did not sign up for that.
So, our shows air live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. There are some times where we do happen to change them up a bit. But yeah, we've been around, and there's a couple of brochures floating around so you guys can get a look at the athletes that we had met, the dignitaries that we had interviewed as well. And we've been going since last year, October 1st, and everything's been going great. And Mr. Chris, you've been on before, and I'm happy to have you here again, man.
I have. I'm glad to be here. It's my first time up at Villa Roma. It's a really nice place.
Absolutely.
Enjoying this. Bartender's very nice as well. Got to know them very good.
All right, so you know what? Let's jump into this as we always do.
Sure.
Again, guys, thanks for coming out. I really do appreciate it. I hope you do enjoy our show tonight. Let us know. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Everything is out there. There's a few business cards and everything. So hope you enjoy. All right, so as we do normally, let's go through our rundown.
What are we talking about, Jimmy?
We are going to be talking about what just happened to the Jets and the Patriots. I don't know if anybody are Jet fans out there. Yeah, I know. Clearly with the silence there are Jet fans.
It wouldn't be a sports though if we didn't just put you through the misery of that loss again.
So we'll get into the Jets and the Patriots that just happened on Thursday Night Football. The Giants, Cowboys.
Giants and Cowboys, big game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking forward to that one. We're going to have Doc Holliday sit down, join us for a little bit.
That's when will be the 9 o'clock.
The man, the myth, and the legend.
Yep, that's the 9 o'clock raffle and raffles and trivia questions.
Yes. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some good stuff. I got to give you a lot of credit, Jimmy. You actually got some good stuff there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I had absolutely nothing to do with that. It was all Jimmy. All good stuff.
We'll be talking briefly about the World Series, which I'm pretty sure not a single person in the world is going to care about. We will talk about the World Series, though.
Does anyone, show of hands, does anybody even know who's playing in the World Series game? We got like 4.
That is a 16th of the crowd.
There's about 50 people here. We got about 5 hands raised. That sums up baseball these days.
That's it. What else we got going on here?
Chuck Martin's going to join us.
DJ Charlie.
DJ Charlie downstairs.
We will be going through our Week 7 picks. What we do with our picks here is we go through the must-watch, must-win, upset. What?
We don't pick winners. I know that much.
You don't. I do. I'm 59-33.
Oh, that's impressive. That's impressive.
Well, that's Week 1 and Week 2 with all the upsets. They completely bummed me out.
James, aren't we in Week 7?
Yeah.
It's a little late there. A little late to the show.
And for those Jet fans out there, I'm sure you're somewhat maybe excited. Percy Harvin coming over from Seattle, so we'll talk about Percy Harvin as well.
Yeah, there are some news stories leaking about him that are quite interesting. The reason that Seattle got rid of him. We'll get into that.
Yep. So the Jets, baby.
Yeah, that was actually some game. I know I was probably not the only one thinking it was just going to be a blowout. But turns out the Jets decided to play. They played their best game they possibly could. And they lost, which is what they always do.
That is what they always do. They're 1-6 on the season, and this is what everybody saw from the beginning. Everybody saw them basically coming out, winning that first game against Oakland, and going on this exact streak of 0-6.
Yes.
Now, they're coming up, now they're going to be playing Buffalo. Is this where they're going to come out of it?
I don't think so. I don't. They just don't have the personnel. And Buffalo's good this year.
Yeah, I think we do have a few Buffalo fans in the crowd.
Fans in the crowd. You got how confident do you guys feel about Kyle Orton? Kyle Orton as the quarterback, you got to feel a little more confident about that.
Yeah.
Yes?
Better than DJ.
Anything was better than DJ.
Yeah.
Although, other than Geno Smith. Geno Smith might be worse than DJ.
I agree.
That's true.
Round of applause for that.
Geno Smith is worse than DJ.
Yeah.
So, all right, so you don't think the Jets coming out of it against Buffalo?
No, I don't.
Because-
I think they'll play them tough again, but same thing as the Jets have always done. They just don't have the personnel to compete. They'll play tough. They like Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan plays hard. He runs good schemes, but when you don't have the players in the secondary, it doesn't matter.
They don't have anybody in the secondary. And what I think, though, honestly, even saying that, this is going to be the game that they're going to come out of the slump, because just look at how they played New England. And I don't want to give New England too much credit, because really they're a garbage team really this year. And it was because of that blocked
They're
field
still
goal.
first place
That's all it
in
came
the
down
division.
to.
They're still first place in the division.
Yeah, well, look at the division.
Wow, that's true.
All right, but
That's a very good point. That is the AFC East. And as a Giant fan, I love the Patriots. They're my favorite Super Bowl team to play.
We are 2-0 against them. Thank
Tom Brady,
God.
love playing against Tom Brady. That's right.
it. So, all right, I think this is going to be the game that they are going to come out of the slump. All right, now you look at what's going on here. Now, Decker obviously has been their hot target. 3 touchdowns. He's going over 250 yards already. There are players who, basically like Terrence Williams, who had 160 yards one game himself for the Cowboys.
Right.
But Eric Decker here, I think, is going to have a season-high game against the Bills.
So what does that put them at, 180 yards?
That's going to, basically.
But that's the problem, that they're relying, their number one threat is Eric Decker, and that's why the Percy Harvin trade could work out good for them. You're
And
not
then
going to have
you have Jason Morrow, too.
Exactly.
I think they're going to hit him in the...
Who is that guy?
Oh, is that good? That's the rookie tight end, baby.
I know.
They're going to hit him
I know
in the
who
slot
he
this
is.
game. I
I know
do.
who
All right, now Ivory. Ivory went crazy
Yes.
against the Patriots this last game.
Yeah, but that was all about the offensive line giving them the space. They actually were able to move the ball. They worked the zones. They had their blocking schemes down, and they got to the second level. When those offensive linemen can get down and block those linebackers, Chris Ivy's going to run the ball. Chris Johnson ran the ball well. That's how well that they were blocking. If their
That was
offensive
almost the
line,
first time this year he ran the ball well. He was basically their big pickup. They thought he was going to do so well.
Right.
You're talking about a former 2,000 yards in a season rusher.
Yeah,
And he comes
obviously
out,
not the player he was, but
right, and I don't think he's even a shell of it, to be honest with you. The way he's been rushing, not at all.
no, but that's the kind of team the Jets wanted to be. They wanted to get back to that ground and pound, limit Geno Smith so he didn't hurt you. But the problem is when you're down 25 points in every game, you have to throw the ball. And this was one of the games that they were in it the entire game, and that was the big difference too. When you're hanging with them, you can actually run the ball, and when that becomes successful, Geno Smith doesn't have to throw an interception every third down when you're in the goal line.
And that's I think this may be a game where you're going to actually see more of Michael Vick.
What value does he bring though?
Nothing.
He doesn't bring any
$4
more
million
value.
to them. That's it.
But he even admits he's not even practicing. But Michael Vick is he's a waste of a roster space. I honestly think you have a better chance of seeing Chris Sims step up than Mike Vick.
Which I actually think most Jet fans will want to see. I don't think it's going to happen.
Especially after he comes out and says, oh yeah, sorry, by the way, I didn't prepare. I didn't do the one thing I'm getting paid $4 million for, is to be a backup quarterback. I know, maybe I should have looked at a playbook or paid attention to a game. Sorry, guys.
Now, this is, as they're going into Buffalo here, the Jets have 19 sacks.
Yes.
All right, they're close to the top of the leaderboard there with that.
Yeah.
And is this going to be a chance? Do you think they're actually going to get past the offensive line of Buffalo and get through to either Orton or Manuel?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. The defensive line is one of their strengths. They're always putting pressure on the quarterback. But the problem is, when their secondary is so weak, it doesn't force turnovers, and that's key in the NFL. To win every week, you got to win the turnover battle. And when you have wideouts and defensive backs that are that bad, getting pressure on the quarterback doesn't equal interceptions, and that's where it's tough to win.
The Bills also have one of the worst offensive lines.
I'm trying to find.
They do. That is true. They do have one of the worst offensive lines. So I mean, the Jets line up them. That's obviously a favor for the Jets. Can't see why they would stop doing it. What are you looking for, buddy?
I'm looking for the notes that I wrote down just before, because I wanted to take a look at the Jets schedule for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, no,
Gone.
we did right. Gone.
Lost.
Gone. We have no chance.
Gone. 1-6. What do you think they're going to do the rest of the year? That's my question right now.
I don't know. I mean, they like Rex Ryan. So Rex Ryan's coaching for his job. It really feels like they did not set him up for success. And if they don't do well, I don't know if he hangs around. I don't see him turning it around. They just don't have the players. Doesn't matter how hard they try. If you don't have the players, you're not going to win.
And it doesn't matter how hard I look for these notes, I'm not going to find them. Lie. Found him.
Oh,
There it is, baby. There it is.
Yeah, round of applause you got there, guys. Yes. We are on point.
Absolutely.
Organized,
Absolutely.
always. We had organized piles.
Organized
Yes.
piles of chaos.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go through their schedule. All right, so they're going to they're playing Buffalo.
Yes.
Okay, now from Buffalo, they're going to Kansas City.
Tough place.
That is a tough. I think they're a little overrated.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people still remember that beatdown that they put on the Pats on Monday night.
And
Which,
take that with a grain of salt. Seriously.
yeah, absolutely anonymous. You know, sometimes teams just don't show up to play. Like the Giants, which we'll get into, just didn't show up. The Eagles, the Pats didn't show up to that game. Everyone was writing off Brady, and then he turns around and throws, was it 4 touchdowns against the Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that impressed with Kansas City, but that is a tough place to go in and play on the road.
All right, then after that, now they're going to be going up to Pittsburgh. And they're home actually against Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh is that team this year. No one knows who they are.
Yeah.
Every year, it's either they show up or they don't show up. They don't even make a game close. If they do, it's because they're going to lose by a field goal against Cleveland.
Well, they're old.
That really is true.
They really haven't retooled. You know, Palomano's been doing his thing for what now, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, their best player right now is Antonio Brown, except the problem is Roethlisberger. He's consistently there, but the rest of the team around him is not.
Right. Roethlisberger's the same quarterback he's always been. He's a tough guy. He's going to play through injuries. He's going to wiggle out of some plays, make some things happen, be smart with the ball. He hasn't changed. And Antonio Brown's a good receiver.
Right. Now, after that, they come into the bye, and coming off of the bye, they have a few great games where they can make some ground, because although they're 1-6, look at the division. The division still is weak, so if they can have a fall somewhere, they come out of the bye, they play against Buffalo, Miami, the Vikings, they play the Titans. I mean, you're looking at a string right there where if they can get their act together, they can pick up those 4 wins in a row and possibly be back in this game.
Yeah, but how many wins is it going to take to make the playoffs?
In that division, to finish first, it comes down to what New England's going to do. 7.
It's not going to be that low. I mean, you got
the wild card at 7.
But run down the schedule. They're 1-6 right now. Going into Buffalo, that's not an easy win.
We're going to differ here. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're looking down the schedule, it is going to be really hard to see them get back to an 8-8 to finish off the year. I mean, they'd have to play some tremendous football, and the problem is they'd have to start doing things that you haven't seen from them: throwing the ball deep, not turning it over, stopping people on key third downs, and I just don't think they do it this year. I think they don't have the personnel.
That's true. That's a good point. Let's jump into the Giants here too now.
Sure.
Enough of the Jets. They're done.
So what do you think? What was your prediction for next week? Do they beat Buffalo or no?
Yeah.
They do. You think
I do.
they beat
Yeah.
Buffalo?
No, I think they're going to beat Buffalo.
You do?
Yeah, absolutely. I was.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound so
I think
serious
it's
about that.
a classic letdown game, and they're not going to do it.
All right, so we got the Giants. What's your take on the Giants? Now, before you answer that, I do this all the time. I ask you a question, and I cut you off right away.
That's fine. I don't think they want to hear me talk. It's not the weekly rant with Chris. Jimmy's show.
All right, so the Giants and the Cowboys. Now, the Giants are really that team that no one had predicted to be either. You look at, all right, so they gained, what did they gain? 20-some-odd, 30-some-odd players in the offseason? And how many of them actually made that 53-man roster?
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
5.
they retooled the defense a little bit. I like some of the moves he made, picking up Rogers Cromartie. He's a good player. You know, I think the defense, the Giants kind of, they're going through a rebuilding process. Having a brand new offensive system there is hard to learn. It's really hard to learn. You had Beckham, who was off their big draft pick, who was hurt for most of the time. So missing those OTAs with Eli Manning, they don't get a chance to develop that chemistry. And that's what you need from a deep threat, to develop that chemistry and those timing rounds.
Right, and that's what it comes down to with Eli's timing and those routes. Now they are in that new system.
Yep.
Okay, with Ben McAdoo, right, who came over from Green Bay. Now you would think that he'd be great for Eli, being that he was with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But the problem is you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And when it comes to Eli, in case none of you know out there, I am a diehard Giants fan and a massive Eli hater. I think he's terrible.
I don't get it. I don't get it. That guy only wins Super Bowls. I don't get it. It makes no logical sense, James. Who would you rather have?
Who would I?
Over Eli Manning?
Oh, Geno Smith.
Would you rather take Philip Rivers? Geno Smith. No. Would you rather have Phil? Would you rather have
at this
Phil-
rate, absolutely. Right now, at this point, right now, yes.
So you're telling me if you go back to 2004, you would go back, you would not trade Eli Manning?
You said at this point right now.
Right, I'm saying
not rewrite history.
No, if you look at their careers right now, Would you go back to 04? Would you take Rivers or would you take Eli Manning?
If I knew what was going to happen, I would say Manning.
Right, because Manning wins Super Bowls, so your argument of hating him.
No, Manning doesn't win Super Bowls. No, Tyree wins Super Bowl. Manningham wins Super Bowls. Okay?
The glue to his helmet.
The glue to his helmet. That's it. Somehow he gets his feet in bounds from Manningham down the stretch.
It's fun being a Giants fan, remembering things like this.
It's tough because Eli can't hit the broadside of a barn. He's constantly overthrowing his receivers, underthrowing his receivers, and then he has that look on his face like.
Well, the Manning face is a tough one.
The Manning face is a great one.
face is well known. That confused sort of what's going on right now. I want some milk and cookies. It's not. It's not a good face. But hey, the guy can throw a football.
The Giants are coming off that shutout loss.
Yeah.
And I did predict, I win a $50 bet that they were going to lose that game. I didn't think they were going to the doors blown off of them.
$50 bet?
I did.
Drinks on you, buddy. What are we doing here?
I shouldn't have said that.
No, that was a terrible mistake on your part.
But now, they lost that game to Philadelphia, who's 5-1. But are they really 5-1? Because I don't think so. I think they're more of a 4-2, maybe even a 3-3 team, the way they've been playing all year long. The first couple of weeks, of course, they're throwing up those points left and right.
Yep.
But all those close games, those high-scoring games, I don't think Philadelphia is going to keep it up.
Well, you know what? Wins are wins. That's the problem. You have to find a way to win. Where you look at the Jets the last 2 games, they found ways to lose. Where you look at the Eagles, they found ways to win those games. And that's the difference. They're winning the football game. So you can't really knock the record. The record is what it is. You can look at the Giants. You know, everybody's looking forward to that matchup. It was a big game, Sunday night. Everyone was looking forward to it. Division on the line. You're really going to get back into the swing of things for the Giants. And they just didn't show up. They had an off night. Everyone has an off night. Some people show up to work. They just don't want to do it that day.
Right, absolutely.
The entire team decided, no, we don't feel like it. We just don't want to play football.
This is one of those games where basically they have to move past it, don't dwell on it. And you say that about every loss, but really this is the one win they needed to have. Because now you're coming into Dallas.
It was week 6. There's no.
It was week 6, but you know what? They already beat Washington. All right, they already beat Washington. So you want those wins within your division. So Washington's out the window. They're going to beat them again this season as well. But now this is the one they needed to have because now you'd be going 2-0 in your division, going into Dallas where the Giants are 4-1 in Jerryville, But really, now how do we think they're going to play in Dallas? With Dallas, the way they're playing.
I don't know. I mean, Dallas is riding a 5-game winning streak right now. They look real good. They look really good. I mean, the way that Marco Murray is running the ball, I don't know if they can stop him.
I remember from last episode, the stat that I pointed out. If you take the Cowboys out, who naturally, yes, right now, they're #1 in the rushing yards in the league. If you take them out of that #1 slot, and just insert DeMarco Murray, and this is within just the teams, DeMarco Murray is #4. Just himself. At 700 and change yards.
I mean, they are giving him the ball nonstop, and he's deserving it though. If you keep running the ball, why break away from something that's working for you?
Right, and look at what he did. He just tied Jim Brown for the most consecutive starts from the beginning of the season at 6 games with 100 yards or more.
Yeah, but I think the difference though is the Cowboys are playing to their strengths this year. That's the first time. They drafted offensive linemen. They have a solid offensive line, and they're taking the ball out of Romo's hands, and that's huge for them. So limiting, like I said before, limiting the turnover game in the NFL is huge. And giving Murray, he's eating up clock. He's keeping that bad defense off the field. That's huge for their success because the defense is weak.
And they also have the 2 new rookie left tackle.
Yes.
And then your 3-year right tackle. And that's protection that Romo has needed because without that protection, that's the reason why Romo has collapsed year after year after year, especially down the stretch in December, which everybody knows he's famous for collapsing in.
He's a quality quarterback, but just the amount of mistakes you're waiting for it to happen. It's like the leaves coming down and changing colors in the fall. Romo's going to blow it when it comes to December. It happens every year. And I look forward to it as a Giant fan. Watching him just melt down and give the games away, it's great. But you know what? Like I said, they're playing to their strengths. They're keeping the defense off the field by running clock and running the ball. And they're not letting Romo have to go win games. And that's where you limit his mistakes.
Right, and even with Roma at 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, he is tossing the ball a lot to Terrence Williams.
Yeah, and a lot of those 5 interceptions came in week 1 against the Niners, where they just looked terrible.
I think he had 4 interceptions that game.
It was.
And then you got Des Bryant as well, who's also one of his, his #1 target.
He's annoying though. The guy's such a crybaby. I mean, he's a great talent, but you know what? Just shut up. Play football. Why? You always see him on the sideline. The camera's panning to him. He's crying. He's yelling at this one. He's getting in the face of the coach. I don't like watching that. I don't like seeing talented players have that sort of attitude.
It's like Terrell Owens.
Same thing. You can go down.
It must be a Dallas thing.
It might be a Dallas thing. Jerry Jones probably. That old top-down approach there. But.
So now, same thing. Let's do a quick rundown through the Giants' schedule the rest of the year here.
Yeah.
Right now they are 3-3.
Yep.
and in a division where if they can at least keep pace, come back now from this loss against Philadelphia, you think they can at least maybe finish second in this division? The possibilities of this?
You know what? The way the Eagles and the Cowboys are playing, these divisional games are huge. That's really what's going to decide if they do make the playoffs or not.
That's true, and I'm going to try to pull up here now. There are some paperwork out there on the tables for live polling that we've done for who do we think is going to win the AFC East and who do we think is going to win the NFC East.
Yeah, if anybody has a cell phone out, it's free. You can text the number out on the sheets of paper we left around.
Yep, we've got
Put
the
in your
poll
number
now.
for whoever team you think you win. We'll get the live
It doesn't take any personal information. It goes straight to a polling website. So we're going to keep this up for a little bit. So the sheets that are out there, just text in that number, and we'll come back right after Doc does his trivia. We're going to have him on in a few minutes here.
Yeah.
So we'll come back and we'll cover that as well.
What are we going to do here? We're going to do the trivia? We're
going to do the trivia.
Then the raffle?
Well, we're going to do both of them at the same time.
Same time.
Same time. We're going to talk over one another.
We're not going to tease. We're not going to drag that out.
No,
absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Give the people what they want.
That's it. That's it. Get those free gifts out there and everything. Well, some of them are free.
No. It's a good turnout.
So the Giants schedule.
Yeah.
Now they're going into Dallas.
Yes.
Okay, now I have them losing this game.
I can't. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, the ways that I could see them winning the game is limiting DeMarco Murray and the Giants cornerbacks picking off Roma a couple times, and they have to be able to run the ball. The Giants have to be able to run the ball against that defense. Keep the field on there. If they got to limit the 3 and outs, Eli can manage a game as long as they stay close. Eli, I will put my trust in Eli.
Okay, that's just you.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm a homer.
Because I won't.
Not even trying.
All right, so after Dallas, they're going into the bye. Now, coming out of the bye, they don't have it easy at all. Up until they play Jacksonville in week 15, or week 14 rather.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tough stressor. They got Monday night against Indianapolis, which Andrew Luck.
Forget about it.
He is some player, huh?
Through them like
some player.
Crazy, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's some player.
And then they're going into Seattle. Into Seattle, we all know what they did last year when they went to Seattle. They got rowdy in Seattle. Didn't even show up.
Yeah. So
obviously, Peyton Manning wasn't calling Eli for the Super Bowl saying, "Hey, how'd that game work out for you?" Well, let me tell you.
No.
So after Seattle, they had the 49ers, and they're back against Dallas again.
Right, but the Giants always do play the 49ers well. They do. They always play them well. I'm okay with that one. And the Niners, they're coming around, but they're definitely beatable. And then they come back and they're home against Dallas again.
Right. And then we got Jacksonville. That's a game where Jacksonville so far, I bet on them once, and that was last week.
Why are you betting on Jacksonville?
Because I thought they were going to come out of this and win.
You thought Jacksonville Jaguars.
They were up 14-10.
And then you realized that they're the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Right. I thought if there was a chance of them come out of this, it was going to be...
I mean, they are bad. They really should have just grabbed Tebow. The people of Florida.
Well, it's them in Oakland right now. It's them in Oakland, and Oakland right now. This week...
your credibility on picks is starting to take a hit right now. The people are laughing. No, but honestly, though, I mean, I think the key to the Giants season is if they can get through this stretch between Dallas and playing Dallas again, if they can get through there, was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games? If they can get through that 3-3, they then turn around at 4 games in a row. It's Jacksonville, Tennessee, Washington, and St. Louis. And
it can come down to that last week against Philadelphia for that possible final spot in the playoffs.
That's really what it is. I mean, the Giants have shown too. They can get hot at the right times. They have the pieces. They have players who have done it before. Those 4 games right there, that can really make their season. So I think they're still going to stick with it. They have the players there.
That is true. Now we're a little shy of 9 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
But I think most of the people are here for the prizes.
Oh, Doc's just hiding out behind us. Wow.
Hiding.
Just standing behind a jukebox. It's got the GoPro. This guy's ready to go. Just standing coming out of the corners.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in your own Doc Holliday. I feel like a DJ myself over here using this. This is actually kind of neat. I like this. I like this here. All right, Doc, what's going on? I love the hat. Does the camera come with the hat?
Not exactly, but it's a good attachment to it. It's not going to go anywhere.
All right.
Yeah, that's secure.
Now, is this the same setup that you wore at Yankee Stadium?
Yes, for the Tuesday of Jeter's last homestand.
Excellent, excellent.
Nice.
How was that?
Excellent, and one of the attendants, one of the people that worked there said, "I'm here 5 years. That's the coolest hat I've ever seen." I was wearing a cowboy hat at Yankee Stadium, so that was a bold move.
Wow.
In the Bronx.
Excellent. So, what's going on this week? I know, well, today's Saturday. What's going on tonight? We have a show after us, and what's that
Stewie
about?
Stone, comedian. The doors open up at 9:30, showtime at 10. And it's going to be a really good show, and then we'll have music tonight in Marty's Lounge as well.
Excellent.
And we'll be partying all night right up here on the Mez.
That's right.
Who wants to party tonight? Villa Roma.
Yeah, we had that jukebox going pretty late last night.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Some dancing.
I don't
some
know
singing.
why you were playing Mariah Carey the whole night.
That was nuts lies. She's got a great voice. Top 5 singer.
All right, Doc. So right now, any fall events coming up that we want to let everybody know about, or anything in the winter coming up? Obviously, skiing is big here. So
Skiing is real big, and we started last year for the first time. I was watching the Olympics, and I saw the biathlon going on. So I said, we have paintball rifles. We'll put skiers and snowboarders down the hill on
Excellent.
big painted red X's, and they turn towards the woods with a guide, of course, and shoot at targets, called a paintathlon.
Wow.
now, is your director
That
for
sounds
timeshare here right now? Because I want to get another winter week.
Yeah, how do we, can we invite ourselves back? How does this work? We can negotiate.
We're going to tell you we're going to do another show.
You're right.
We're going to be at the lodge.
We're just going to be here.
That's a
just gonna be
ski
here.
lodge. That would be great.
Yeah, that's some love.
Excellent.
A lock-in party.
Yes.
A sports lock-in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Locked down. We can lock the doors down.
I think
Turn
there
all
are
power
there
off
are
except for
probably
here, so
laws
people have
against
to be
trapping
here.
people in a building to listen to us. Cruel and unusual punishment, something along those lines. Yeah, so there's a bunch of paintballs and we lock the doors. Yeah, that's not the intention of the.
All right. So I think.
Well, can I just give a
You
plug?
can do whatever you want.
Next Saturday night is the Villa Roma Got Talent Finals. 20 acts have been invited back for free for the weekend with meals to compete for 2,000, 1,000, and 500 Villa Roma bucks. So it's a big competition.
Wow, what?
Let's give a round of applause for that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What kind of talents do we see here?
Any type of talent,
Anything from
piano to singers to
Talk show.
dancers to talk
show.
show hosts.
You guys got $3 Villa Roma dollars. Nice job. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, thanks. It's going very smoothly. No, so what? So you had a previous.
It's a 11-week competition.
Wow.
And then the weekly winners are invited back for free.
Very
Now, we
cool.
invited back about 35 this year, and 20 responded
Nice.
to make it back.
Very nice.
That's fantastic.
I mean,
Should be a
most
lot
of the
of fun.
people we asked back, they're from, like, the further away states.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, obvious, of course. Fantastic. Now, we have quite the big crowd here, so I'm pretty sure most of them are here right now for what we're giving away. And it's
Yes,
a lot
but
of things.
also I want to recognize some groups in house this
Please
week.
do,
We
please
have
do.
Mary Kay in house this week. We have the VFW Ladies Auxiliary, and the men are here with them as well, supporting them. And our timeshare is the backbone of Villa Roma. Timeshare, there are owners here who have owned here for about 40 years, 30 years. I can tell you, there's a woman here, I know, because I could see her family standing over there. She's been coming to the Villa Roma for a number of years, but she's 97 years old. Her name is Rachel Selecchia, and she's the nicest woman.
Yeah, let's give her a clap for that one. Wow, congratulations. All right. Now
And I was going to see if we could give Rachel a t-shirt, Jimmy.
let's do that right now. Hey, Chris, while you're over there, can you grab a t-shirt?
Yeah, for Rachel Selecchia.
I don't know where he is.
Now, they're going to be here next week, too, because they even have family in the finals. So they're going to spend 2 weeks here, I think. Close to 2 weeks. So we welcome you back.
We have a mess and a half right here. We really do need people to come get these gifts. All right, so first off, we're going to get going with the Giants football. We did have a couple of trivia questions that were out there, and there's the t-shirts and exactly.
What do you want to do?
Oh gosh, give me one of these.
Well, you gotta pick them up. How you gonna pick them up?
Yeah, actually, you're going to grab them, Chris. Hand them over to Doc. All right, so the first trivia question, Chris, make sure you grab the right one here. It's going to be with the Giants. Doc, you want to read this one off here?
Sure. In Super Bowl 15, Bill Parcells, in Super Bowl 25, Bill Parcells had many assistant coaches on his staff, but only 5 went on to become head coaches in the NFL. Name them.
That's right. While you're in there, just grab the Jets one out too, but we'll go over the Giants for right now. We're on a time schedule.
And the key to this question is went on to be head coaches.
Get one. I swear to God, there were people that actually got this right. Now, some of you actually didn't get this right, and you're so confident, and you thought you did. You were wrong.
Let's see. All right, do the Jet one. Do the Jet one first.
Well, give me okay. That's an easy one. But give me one, because they're all right for the Jets.
In Super Bowl 3, the Colts were favored by how many points over the New York Jets?
All right, as you all know, the answer was 18 points, and the first winner we're going to call up here is going to be. You got to excuse me for not being able to pronounce the names properly, and also for the hand. You know, Doc, you do it.
All right, this is Anthony B. Anthony D.
Sound it out.
Dormacato.
Where is he? Is he here tonight?
Dr. Anthony.
Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah, Anthony's going to win this beautiful Jets football. This is nice.
No, you're right. No, what's wrong?
There aren't any of those.
No, there are. Give me a right one.
Give Anthony a big hand right here.
Give me all of them.
We'll find one.
This is it, Super Bowl 25.
This one is also wrong.
Why do you do the other?
We can do the other stuff. That's right. Doc, let's yeah, while you find that. What do we got here? This says... Okay, this is for the Chris Brown jersey.
Who likes Chris Brown? Who likes Tennessee? Anybody Tennessee fans?
Awesome. Well, someone bet on him, so I mean, come on. All right, so get your tickets out, and when you come up here, because the Brown jersey is being called first, you also have the choice of either also selecting a Otis Anderson autographed jersey number or a John Taylor autographed jersey number.
We're going to let my good friend from years ago from Cape Cod pick the ticket. This is Jim Brennan.
Got it.
Hopefully.
This is it.
The winner 091-037. 091-037. Get your little blue ticket out.
Just give a nice yell. We got one? Excellent. Excellent. There we go. All right, you get the jersey. Here you go. And you can also choose. Let's see that ticket.
Oh, yeah, double check. Yeah, I don't know about this kid.
And then you have your choice right here. We have Otis Anderson with the Giants. And we have John Taylor with the 49ers.
Give us your name. Where are you from?
I'm from Manhattan, New York. I'm Aaron Levitt.
All right, Aaron Levitt from Manhattan.
Congratulations. All right, so we're going back with the Giants trivia here.
I know one of them.
I want to call someone up who's actually right. There's a reason I did this, because it was a very tricky question. Doc, again, you can do that.
Okay, Super Bowl 25, Bill Parcells had how many assistant coaches on his staff? But only 5 went on to become head coaches. Okay, this is Joanne. Joanne Robertson. Robertson. Cobertstein. Cobertstein.
Does anybody have a name that resembles that?
Koberstein.
We will not ask for a driver's license or anything.
Yeah, we're not going to ask for ID. I mean, somebody could have jumped on that one right there. No, nothing. 2 people are too honest. That's nice. Is there another one? Do you have another winner back there?
I actually do, yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're going along here.
Hey.
Roseanne Selecchia.
Hey, how about it? How about it? All right, now, she gave, I will give you the correct answers opposed to the incorrect answers. The correct answers Or Bill Belichick. That was the no-brainer. I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. You're absolutely welcome. Excellent. So the correct answers were Bill Belichick. Yes, let's give her a round of applause again, please.
Yeah, Roseanne.
The correct answers here were Bill Belichick, Tom Coughlin, Ray Hanley, Romeo Crennel, and Al Groh. Now, there are a few of you who put in there Charlie Weiss. Charlie Weiss did not go on to become a head coach in the NFL.
I thought he did.
He went on to become the head coach of Notre Dame.
Oh.
That was it.
Darn.
Now, some of you also put down,
Wait.
some
Doesn't
of you.
Notre Dame pay their players like NFL? Isn't that what happens there?
Now, some of you were overly
That's the line?
confident.
That's where we draw the line? Notre Dame? There we go. That's how self-aware.
Now, some of you are overly confident to the point where you actually filled out multiple tickets with the incorrect answer. And that incorrect answer you put on there was Ron Erhardt. Ron Erhardt was a head coach in the NFL. You're absolutely right about that. Before he came to the New York Giants. Afterwards, he was never a head coach in the NFL ever again.
Semantics.
Incorrect. But, all right, so we have a few more here. Oh, my charger, thank God.
And we got, I think, the Leinart jersey is up next.
Sure.
Yes?
Yes,
All right.
the Matt Leinart jersey. Now these are signed jerseys, by the way. So then they have the year on them.
I signed them
Very
last
nice.
night. So I'm sorry.
I was the one who authenticated them. We have a very good system.
709013. 709013.
We're getting up. We got a winner here. Is this a winner? No, that's a false number.
I think somebody...
Anybody. We got a winner. We got a winner.
Yeah, we got someone.
What do we got? All right, come on up here. You're also going to get with this John Taylor, San Francisco 49ers autographed jersey number. And the special thing about this is that he actually inscribed it here, game-winning catch, Super Bowl 23. So you can enjoy that.
And let's find out our winner's name. Where are you from?
From New York City.
Talk right into the microphone.
Marcy Selwyn, New York City.
All right, Marcy, big hand.
Congratulations, Marcy. I'll take this. All right, let's go with another one here. What do we got? We'll do this one last. We'll do the YA Tittle right
Who
now.
remembers Y.A. Tittle? Who saw Tittle play at the Polo Grounds? Yankee Stadium?
You and I just went, didn't we? Yeah. We saw YA Tittle against the Eagles, right?
It's about like that.
Ernie Coy? Remember Ernie Coy? He kicked off when Pete Gogolak was hurt.
With this YA Tittle jersey, it was a big hit. A lot of you guys wanted to jump on this one. It's an absolute beautiful piece here, inscribed with the Hall of Fame from 1971, and also it has a lot of his career stats here. This is all you're getting. It is a wonderful piece. Oh, he's picking a number over there. And then after this, we'll be doing the grand prize. And the grand prize is going to be... Doc, tell them what the grand prize is after this.
Well, it's the one thing.
The grand prize. Hey, let's wait. You want to wait, Jimmy?
I'm a terrible
Chris
host.
wants
I
to
don't know what
wait.
to tell you. I'm sorry.
We could build it.
All right, build it. So there's our teaser.
Yeah, mystery.
It's got to be Oreo cookies.
Absolutely. Why did you not? I'm actually now mad at you. Why didn't you bring the Oreo cookies down? We need to give Oreo cookies out with every jersey. See Doc afterwards if you want. You're getting Oreo cookies.
Do we look like the type of guys who say no to Oreo cookies? No. No, I do not maintain this figure.
I do. I prefer chocolate chip cookies.
What? Over an Oreo?
Yes. If you,
This might be the most heated debate we have
if you
tonight.
dunk them in milk, they actually open up, and I usually drop a piece in, and it stinks, man.
What do you think?
You got to take a spoon in there and scoop out the rest of the cookie.
Un-American.
This, yes. Olin has to send Jimmy outside for 5 minutes, put him in timeout. Yeah, oh, we got a few. We got a few. All right, back to the raffle here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This for that beautiful Y.A. Tittle jersey. 551099.
Hey, there it is. We got a winner right over there.
551-099.
Yeah. Round of applause.
Well, let's find out our winner's name.
I'm Charlie from Brooklyn.
Hey,
Congratulations, Charlie.
no sleep.
All right, Charlie. All right, now. Can we do this now? Or
I don't know if I'm still over the cookie thing. I gotta be honest. Over an Oreo? You can break an Oreo open,
I could go get some Oreos.
I mean, no.
Do we have milk around?
I don't think we should be talking and eating. That probably won't work out well.
That's fine.
Cream. Get the cream at the bottom.
All right, so Doc, what's the grand prize we're getting out here?
The grand prize is a 3-day, 2-night stay right back here at the beautiful Villa Roma Resort in Callicoon.
Excellent.
We go year-round. You can come up for skiing or in the summer, or we have great shows. Most 6 out of 7 nights a week. On holidays, we go 7 nights a week. We have activities from morning till night, and I invite you to find any other hotel that has as many activities and entertainment as the Villa Roma. That's why people keep coming back.
That's right. And the golf.
And the Orioles.
And the golf.
It's a great golf course.
And the go-karts tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Indoor bounce house. They're building the ice skating across the street. Bring back your ice skates. And Michael Amante, the People's Tenor, will be here on New Year's Eve week.
DJ Charlie, are you out there? Just give me a holler if you're around. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, DJ Charlie.
All right, DJ Charlie's going to be coming up pretty soon here. We got a number here, we got a number?
Grab the number. The golden
I can't believe my eyesight is much better than it used to be. 551-124. 551-124.
We got it.
Winner.
Lady at the bar.
Oh my God, I thought you said you were like, hey, we got it.
No, I wish. I wish.
Let's find out our winner's name.
Tara Hastings from Newburgh.
Tara from Newburgh, New York.
Congratulations, Tara. I guess she'll see you afterwards with the details and all that?
Yes.
Excellent,
I'll
excellent.
see you just a second.
All right, well, Doc, I appreciate you coming on. I know you have a very busy night coming up.
Yes, I have to get down to the showtime, but ladies and gentlemen, I want you to, this showtime is still going on right here with Jimmy and Chris, but I want you to give them a big hand for putting this on here tonight at the Villa Roma.
All right. So, what do you want to do? You want to get into this World Series that no one cares about, like we said?
I gotta be honest.
I mean, I cared about baseball playoffs up until this point because I really don't care if the Royals win it or not. I'm pulling for them, don't get me wrong.
Right.
It was wonderful what they did, winning 8 straight. I mean, they set records beyond belief.
Yeah.
Are they going to go up and compete against San Francisco?
Well, you know what? The interesting is, back to the baseball, this has actually been a very good, entertaining baseball playoffs. But nobody watches.
No,
I think the hardest part is that it's been on Fox Sports 1 or Fox Sports.
You can't find the game on TV anyway.
I really don't understand why they do that. It's hard to find the games as it is. Baseball's hard enough to watch on TV for me personally, and to have to search through the channels to find it's very difficult.
Yeah. Now, Kansas City, as we know, they went into the playoffs, and the cool thing here is I had a bet with Steve, who used to do the show with us. I had a bet that Steve.
Who?
Mr. Steve Goodstack. Now, I had a bet with Steve earlier in the year, about December, telling him, look, the Athletics, when he was all high and mighty on, I said, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Yes.
And he said, you know what? I'm going to one-up you. Not only are they going to make the playoffs, I think they're going to win the World Series.
Yeah.
I said, Steve, you're out of your mind. I'll give you 5 more teams if you want to prove you that they're not going to win. Mm-hmm. All right, what's the bet? Well, actually, we had U.S. Olympian John Daly on back on March 25th. And we told John, we said, look, man, it's been 3 months. We don't have a way to bet on this. We don't know what to do. He said, tell you what, whoever loses this bet has to go on the air with a pink dress on it. Sold. I'm fine with that. Let's go, because I'm going to win.
Yeah, you like that idea?
I mean, it's not that I want to see Steve in a pink dress.
with that idea, huh?
I don't really want to see him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else showed up here to see
I hope
that.
he wears a sweatshirt underneath. I don't, but
I'm now glad that the A's lost.
well, the A's lost, and they lost in 12 innings against the Royals.
Yes.
Who, it was an incredible game. They were down 7-3.
Yep.
They came back in the 8th inning and blew the doors off them. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It is that one team that you want to see. They're the underdog.
Yeah.
And they went out and they achieved everything.
Yeah, they're
so
fun.
far.
Yeah, I mean, they're a fun team to watch. They
The
do.
last team to do this is the 2007 Colorado Rockies, to sweep their way from the wild card straight through to the World Series.
That's
actually they didn't get into the wild card.
James,
they were straight.
That is an impressive stat.
Thanks, you know where I got that from?
Research it as well said. I had no idea.
All right, so now they won the 8th straight.
Yes.
They came in and they swept the Angels. After sweeping the Angels, they went on through,
Yeah.
and they swept. Throwing a blank right now.
Orioles.
Thank you, the Orioles. Jesus. So I swept the Orioles. And
Yeah,
the
well, I
Orioles
think the
didn't have
impressive,
a fighting
look,
chance.
they've been on a very impressive run. I don't think anyone expected them to manhandle the Angels like they did. The Angels had a great season going. They were clearly running away with
One
the
of the best
division.
teams in the league.
Yeah, in the division. But you know what, though? When you catch the hot hand, it's always about the hot hand in the playoffs. And right now, the Kansas City Royals are catching every ball it's at, getting timely hitting.
Their
They're just
defense
making
is
every one of those.
incredible.
Yeah, they're making
Top 10
every
plays every game.
Yeah, they're making every play, and it's happening. You know what? Happy for the city of Kansas, City.
Right.
You know, that's watching those fans
Say that
celebrate
again?
that.
For the city of Kansas City.
Say that 5 times
The
fast.
city of Kansas City, which is in Kansas City.
Is it in Kansas City?
It is in Kansas City.
Oh, that's great.
Now, they're going to be going up against the Giants, who all season long, the Giants have struggled with one thing.
What's that?
Scoring runs.
Okay.
They have been one of the lower scoring teams in majors.
Sure.
Now you look at them, 3 out of the past 5 years, they've been in the NLCS.
Yep.
And it's nice to see for once that the Cardinals are not in the World Series.
I agree.
I'm glad they're out.
I don't want to talk about the Cardinals.
I don't want to talk about the Giants. I just want to say that the Royals, I think the Royals are going to come through. I think the Royals will take it in 6.
Yeah, I hope the Royals do it. I could see them taking it in 6. You know, even 5. I could see them maybe dropping a game. But honestly, I could see the Royals taking it in 5. They're just a hot team, hard to stop.
That's it. That's it. All right, I want to give a nice warm applause here, a nice warm welcome for DJ Charlie.
DJ Charlie.
Yeah. All right. So, Mr. Charlie, Mr. DJ Charlie, what's happening?
A lot.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing?
Well, let me stand up behind you. Celebrating his induction to the Hall of Fame, Andre Reed, 1980.
Andre Reed, yep.
No, we got the one Bills fan clapping.
Hey, I stand true for the guys. And then on top is, well, I heard that you guys were up in Buffalo, the city of Buffalo.
Yes,
I heard you were up there. And that's totally, so I'm doing this in paying tribute to the guys up in Buffalo, the Irish. And a great football, great. This is awesome.
Back in September, we did a nice weekend up there with the Gaelic football organization, the Buffalo Finians, and they went up against the NYPD. NYPD came in. We went down to City Hall and we interviewed the mayor of Buffalo, Byron Brown. Great guy, more than welcoming for New York's finest coming in.
Yeah.
And that's when I decided that when I was doing this show and after speaking with you, I said you're gonna love the story. It's gonna be great because I know you're from here or you're from Buffalo.
I'm from here. I've lived in the Catskills for 37 years. I moved out to California for 8 years, and everybody says, "Why did you come back?" I think it's because of the weather, the family, and some things had hit rock bottom, but definitely it's worth coming back. And I thank the Villa Roma family because I was working here, ironically, with the Villa Roma for 10 years from 1994 to 2004, and I saw the best that ever was and it ever is. And this is the Phoenix. They redid everything here. You can see the action behind us. You got Marty's Lounge. You got everything going on.
It's an absolute beautiful resort.
It's a gorgeous resort. So I got to thank Paul Carlucci, Marty Passanti, the rest of the Passanti family. Tony Carlucci got me on board. Kenny Berkles, I know he's running around the house here, so I got to thank him as well. And Mike Shapiro and everybody else. So I mean, I do the DJing down at Marty's Lounge, but I do a little bit of sound over at the nightclub as well.
Now, I have a couple of questions.
Sure.
Before I get to one that is actually relative to this.
Sure.
I see you have your name tag on your hat. Is that company policy or just because you didn't want to put the hole through the Bills jersey?
Well, I take pride in this, but also I have friends again up in Buffalo because I graduated from Buffalo State in 1990, and they just celebrated 30 years of college rock and roll. I was a sports director up there, and it's totally amazing. Obviously being a diehard Bills fan, diehard Sabres fan. Yes, thank you guys. And obviously New Yorkers. I mean, I would say I'm a diehard Yankee fan, but I watch the Mets. They're very, very entertaining to watch. They had some good points. Now, wait a second. Okay. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
In the World Series that's coming up between Kansas City and San Francisco,
which no one cares about. Go on.
I believe in tradition. If you think way back when they were originally the New York Giants, say, hey, Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, all those guys, they can actually, they're a team of destiny. I mean, I saw them out in California years ago when they won the World Series back in 2010, and it's totally amazing that they have a passion for their baseball. They have a passion for their teams.
The fan base.
Yes.
Because let me tell you, the team itself, they really do know how to win a World Series. And it's a cliche statement in a way,
yes.
But really if you think about it, you do need that proper structure within a team to win.
Yeah,
and they have it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, catching for Posey, Lincecum at the mound, they have all the tools, so they got a chance to do something to...
Lincecum, what is he even doing right now? They haven't even used him in the bullpen.
He's combing his locks of hair.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because I think it's a tradition of Brian Wilson years ago with the mirror and everything else. So, okay, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Why?
They're not even using him. I mean, that is some fall from grace, huh? He signed like a $100 million contract and now hasn't even pitched an inning.
Well, yeah, that too, and not only that, they're going to be setting him up to Sacramento, hint, hint, because I did live in Sacramento for all those years.
I was going to say,
yeah.
We were talking about that. He lived in Sacramento, yeah.
I did live in Sacramento, the home of the Sacramento Kings, and yes, I'm sorry guys, in the NBA, my heart belongs to the Sacramento Kings.
The NBA? We don't, that's the one thing we don't talk about, NBA.
Okay, we'll talk about it when it's...
Maybe the Knicks or Carmelo Anthony.
But here's the interesting thing about this. The Sacramento Kings were originally from the Rochester Royals back in the heyday. You know, and then they moved to Kansas City, became the Kansas City Royals, and then became the Sacramento Kings. And they had some financial difficulty. They were like being threatened that, you know, about the team being leaving and everything else.
Right.
And I was working at a radio station out there called KHTK. It's CBS Radio Group 1140. And it was the home of the Kings and home of the Monarchs, which I met so many great basketball players over there, and a great lady by the name of Carol Lawson. Amazing talent in the WNBA. But you had like Kevin Martin, Ron Artest.
Yeah, yes. He did come out of there. Yeah, they had some good series back then too. They did. Some of those playoff series were pretty hard fought.
Yeah, in fact, everybody's still raging about Game 7 of the WNBA. The
WNBA finals. I don't think they get too excited about the WNBA
the
finals.
Conference finals.
That's just me, but you know they still play.
Yeah, it's the conference finals.
Game 7. Yeah, that was a great game. I actually do remember watching that game.
And you know, a lot of them were outraged that they could not even make it. So, you know, it's their passion, it's their destiny. It's just like up in the city of Buffalo, when during the course of the year they were threatening to move. Here comes a guy, one of the major contributors, Paglia, owning the Sabres, and now he's taking a step left,
Pagula. Yeah.
So
Kim and Terry, they actually purchased Sabres back in 2011.
Right.
And once they did that, they went through, and after a while, because they had to go through the whole process with the Bills and the NFL agreement, they finally got the Bills. They're doing a lot to that city because they also just put up a $172 million hockey-themed facility called the Harbor Center, which is downtown. It's right across the street from the First Niagara Center, which it was funny because all I kept hearing from the mayor was how it was a competitive process.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about that for a minute. Terry Pagula, we all know he's going to get that contract.
Well, I mean, again, I was up in Buffalo for those 2 years, and they were playing at the Odd, and it was really falling apart. And they're trying to figure out how can they improve the waterfront, how can they improve the city. Let's build a major arena down there. And obviously you have the Sabres, you have the Bandits, you have, all the other things, the MAC finals this coming up, for the couple of years. So, it's a city that's in a rebound, it's redeveloping itself, and then now, here's the Bills outside of Orchard Park, and here's the Ralph Wilson Stadium. Totally getting older, and they're trying to get something built up, for that. So,
as an Islander fan, I can pretty much appreciate old stadiums. And but going back to the political name, Uniondale, the city of Uniondale, privately financed, wanted to build a whole lighthouse project that's good for the community, and you see the roadblocks that go through that. It's so hard to get those things done.
Well, the Islanders will be back there, as we know. They do have the 25-year contract in Brooklyn, and they will be playing 6 home games still at
Yeah,
the
but
Coliseum.
it's that struggle to maintain and build a new stadium and keep the teams there when they're not financially sound.
Well, my question is, will they still keep the Islanders' name? Because, you know, here's a kid, again, I grew up in Valley Stream, New York.
There we go.
I still remember that.
I think we got a few people from Valley Stream. Right, there he is. Excellent.
There we go. We got one baby.
Born and raised.
There we
Born and
go.
raised.
I am a Franklin Square General baby, by the way. So no, but this thing is, you know, you have the Nassau, what is it, Coliseum, and it is a beautiful facility.
I'm sorry, wait, whoa, what?
At the time,
I was about to be best friends with this guy.
Being respectful to it, it's a dump.
yes.
I mean, literally, we used to actually hold. I know. Well, listen, my father and I, we used to have season tickets for the Islanders, and best seats in the house. Really, they were. We were sitting in the 300s. We used to argue actually who had the better seat and who was on the red line, and then throughout a couple of games, we'd say, "Hey, I'm gonna go down and grab some food." And this is after a stretch of maybe 3 road games, and like, wait, no, hang on, you don't have to. Just reach under your seat. There might be something left over from last week.
Yeah.
They just never took care of the place.
You know, here's the other thing. You know, you had the indoor soccer league also, the Major Indoor Soccer League. You had the New York Arrows at the time. So I mean,
I'm not sure if you've seen this, Charlie.
They this up a little bit. This up a little. We may be bald, but we are not that. You know, I miss the Islanders heyday.
Now I do want to talk about one thing here.
Sure.
You're involved with the movie.
Yes.
All right. Now tell everybody of the movie that's coming out and what your role in this movie is.
I am totally ecstatic because
Just keep
coming
that
out.
microphone.
Yes.
There we go.
I am totally ecstatic because back to One Productions, when I was out in California, you know, for the years, director Brian Martin and his associate director Rick Cook asked me to come on, you know, do some acting classes for Back to One Productions. And they said, "Gee, would you like to join do this role?" I said, "Yeah, yes." So this is
it seems like a no-brainer.
It's like, oh yeah, and we shot in Sacramento, we shot in the El Dorado Hills, and my part, I play a driver in a white Corvette. Now, who would ever thought of driving a white Corvette in a horror movie? I was totally.
So what? So just take a step back quick. What is the movie about?
It is about a family being chased by a stalker, by killers. It's called Nothing Left, and it's.
So this is good for the families, right?
It's let's put it this way: it's a combination of Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Hill Have Eyes.
That seems very bloody.
That is, yeah.
I have to admit, I am not a horror movie guy. I am not. They just don't do anything for me.
And it's an independent movie, and they actually won many awards at the film festivals over there. So, yes, and it's all coming out November 11th. I am talking with Doc and Kenny. We're going to probably have something bigger coming over here. So we're going to have hopefully a grand, you know, everything else. Let's hope. And I hope those guys see this production. It's like, guys, you better come back out here. So,
yes,
you know, so
excellent.
And
that's great.
Another thing that I'm working currently right now, what we were talking about, I am the script supervisor and continuity director for an upcoming feature called Savior, and it's about a homeless guy, you know, comes through lives into the mafia. Now, there's a lot of modern tones with this and a flashback with this, and you know, we've been into it for seven days. We're coming up in the 4th week, and kudos to the crew, Charles Maradano, Melissa Cohen, Chris Montrose. It's all shot locally here.
Nice.
So it's called The Savior, so it's going to be awesome.
Before you go, one question, because I know everybody else has been asking this constantly to us. Do you think we're related? I mean, look at us. Look at us. Oh my God.
Wow.
Actually,
the whole family's here.
This just got shiny in here. We got another guy in the back? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Wow. Wow. We need makeup to the stage immediately. We just blinded some people over here.
And I just got to do one other shout out to Jennifer Shout, a major young lady. I'm sorry we can't do that, but she's amazing. She, you know, by the way, I just want to put a little plug in there also. I don't want to say they're like pages on Facebook like what we got. I call that a virtual resume page. Check it out. I have all pictures from the Villa Roma from the past, some sports stars that you made to know, and country stars that I worked at KNCI as well. So, guys, it's a pleasure, and this is like definitely over the top.
Awesome. Guys, let's give DJ Charlie a round of applause. think this is Doc's equipment right here.
Oh, okay.
He may not get it back.
That's really nice. Huh?
This is awesome.
That's way above our budget, huh? There's so many lights and dials.
Oh my God, my God. All right, so we're coming to the close. I know a lot of people here are going to be heading down to the show pretty soon. So, and I know we told you we'll be here till 10 o'clock, but we'll be nice to you. We'll cut this short for you.
Yeah, we're going to be hanging around over here. You're going to come up, feel free, buy us a drink or anything like that.
We have our banner in the back. Now, by the banner over there, I believe there's a couple of Sharpie markers on there. What we do on our road trips is tell everybody, hey, feel free to write whatever you want, rated G, whatever you want about your favorite sports team. If you just want to sign your name, whatever you want to do, draw a face. But you're more than welcome to sign our banner over there afterwards. Just grab a hold of us. You want to take some pictures, we'll be more than happy to take pictures with you guys. Now, our picks. This is always the entertaining part for me because I'm right all the time.
Right, yeah, you do have that high winning percentage.
I do. I love it. I love it.
I don't. I think it's pretty fair to say whatever team I think will win, just bet the opposite. You'll probably be successful. That's a pretty safe standard. That's why I don't gamble on
We'll jump through the rundown now. New England and the Jets. I chose this to be New England.
Right. Yeah, no, I think everybody had New England, and they did, but they didn't cover, so that was an interesting game.
Right, so we got that under control. Dallas and the Giants. You and I differ, along with Steve as well. Steve's out of this one.
No, I don't want to talk about Steve. Yeah, I'm taking the Giants. I think they could actually pull it out on the road. They play well there. I can see their defense actually stepping up, but I think the key is actually going to be the offense. I think they're going to be able to put points up on Dallas and force them to throw the ball and take the ball.
I think the key here is going to be with the injury to Dominic Cromartie to see how you can come back from that injury. Now, when you say offense, yes, you're out with Victor Cruz. We don't know how he's going to perform.
Yep.
So I think really what's going to happen here is that Giants secondary needs to step up. That defensive line needs to hold true right up against DeMarco Murray and stop him at the line. They have every single time.
It's going to be tough.
The problem is with DeMarco Murray is that opens up the play action. And I don't think the Giants are capable of stopping a play action against a quarterback like Tony Roma, who in the past has been atrocious down the stretch of the season. But right now we're in the middle of the season.
Yeah, no, I think Prince back in the secondary, I think he's doing okay. If he could lock down Dez a little bit, you hope to contain him. But it's really, if you slow down Murray, and I think the Giants offense can stay on the field, sustain those long drives, run the ball, chew up time on the clock, keep the ball out of Murray's hands, I think they definitely have a chance. I think they pull it out.
I have the Dallas and Giants game as the quote-unquote must-watch game of the week, and also the must-win game for the Giants.
Yeah, Giants need that.
Going through now, we have Baltimore and Atlanta. Atlanta throughout the year has been that team that who are they? I don't know. They came out and they blew them out on Thursday Night Football.
Right. They're playing the Bucs.
Right. Okay, so they blew them out. They scored 58 points.
They do have a high-powered offense.
Right, and now they're getting shut down week in and week out. So it's kind of who are they still? I think Baltimore is going to come out on top. Joe Flacco went psycho last week and had 4 touchdowns in the first half.
The first quarter.
I think,
it was the first quarter.
I think he can blow right through Atlanta's secondary. No problem at all.
I think so too. I think Baltimore.
Matty Ice and Julio Jones. I think he won't have a problem.
Yeah, I think everything. I don't think people give Baltimore a lot of credit because of everything that they've gone through with the Ray Rice, but they're sneaking by as a pretty strong team. They're hanging in there in every game, and I think they pull up the win.
We all got Baltimore on that one. We also all have Buffalo over Minnesota.
I do have Buffalo over Minnesota. Minnesota's just a mess right now. They're trying to figure out the quarterback situation. Same thing with Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, multiple charges. It's like week in, week out, it's a new charge coming up. And he's admitting to the drug use now.
How dumb do you have to be to admit that before you're about to take a drug test when you know you have a court case against you? I mean, just show some sort of smarts. Anything. Just show anything between the ears. It's really amazing. And the guy's making millions of dollars as an athlete.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
So we all got Buffalo, no brainer. Now, a few of us differ. You and I differ here, actually. I just want to block out these for a minute here. It's throwing me off. That's throwing me off. All right, so the next game in the lineup here is Chicago over Miami. Every time I choose Chicago, they lose. Every time I go against Chicago, they win. They're killing me. I have 3 players on my fantasy team with them, and they're atrocious. They really are. That seems to be the word of the weekend for me, by the way, is atrocious.
Competitive bidding process.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so so now you have Miami. I got Chicago.
I do. I think Miami is actually playing well, and I don't think I think Chicago is one of those teams that always play down to the level of their competition. They always do. And I think Miami Tannehill's actually put together a decent year. Mike Wallace is actually having a decent year. They're putting the run game together. Marino just went down, but Lamar Miller's going to step up. I definitely could see them taking the win over Chicago.
Another category I do here is called a clueless week, and the clueless week is not like a hey, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's pretty much every day.
It really,
that really doesn't stand out for football.
So the clueless week really comes down to, again, it's that team that you don't know who they are and who they've been all year. You've seen signs of extravagant playing. You've seen signs of just abysmal play out there. And this is the clueless game because I have New Orleans over Detroit over New Orleans. And Detroit, well, Stafford has had a couple of weeks now of bad play. And you don't know what Reggie Bush is going to be doing because Reggie Bush, they haven't even hit him back in the flat lately.
Yeah, but they're fighting through injuries. Calvin Johnson is hurt. He hasn't been the guy. He hasn't played really since that week 1 game against the Giants where he went off. He's been out there against the Jets. He was a decoy. He sat out last week. He's sitting out this week.
Yep.
They're hurt. They're a hurt team. But honestly, against the Bills, if they had a kicker who could, I don't know, do his job and kick a field goal, the Bills don't win that game. Now, you got to give the Bills credit because they hung in there. But Detroit's game is they just always seem to beat Detroit, finding ways to lose games. And they change coaches, but it's that culture. They have to shake that culture of finding ways to lose games. And I don't know how you do it. They change coach, but you still have the same players in there. They have to figure out a way to do it. I mean, I know they cut that kicker real quick. After that game, he was already packing up his locker. He knew what was happening. The NFL is cutthroat like that. And I think they signed Matt Prater. They signed Matt Prater, right? The guy that Denver cut. Yeah, right. They cut that Denver cut. And then did he miss a field goal too?
I'm really not listening to you right now.
Hey, mind if that's but yeah, no, I actually have New Orleans as well. New Orleans again, they're always there every year. High-powered offense.
I just want to jump in real quick to the polls here that we took. As this loads up for a minute.
Yep.
Now, I got New Orleans losing this one here, and New Orleans has been that team where you expect Drew Brees to be hooking up with Graham, and that's been the way it's really always been for the past few years.
Right.
And even Marcus Colston, he's been playing well too, but they're that team that may not show up. You would expect them to play well in a dome. They're not playing well in a dome. You know they're not going to play well on the road, and they don't play well on the road.
Yeah, well, Detroit's indoors, though.
We have, by the way, for who will win the NFC East, we have 30% as the high right now, saying that the Eagles will win the NFC East. I'm not going to disagree with that.
And who's over the Cowboys?
Over the Cowboys and Giants, yeah.
Over the Cowboys and Giants, yeah. Not a lot of Cowboys fans up here, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Indianapolis and Cincinnati, we both agree with Indianapolis. Oh, we actually also have, by the way, Green Bay and Carolina. Green Bay and Carolina, that's my blowout game.
Yeah.
I got Green Bay over Carolina in that
Carolina's falling apart.
They really are falling apart. They have one of the worst defenses in the league. They're 20 of the worst in the NFL for every defensive category.
And they were supposed to be good.
They were. So, Indianapolis and Cincinnati, we both have Indianapolis.
I think that's actually going to be a good game, though. You know, Cincinnati is trying to actually push through this year. Same thing with Detroit. Make that next step. Andy Dalton, they gave Andy Dalton.
Going to be out with that toe injury.
Yeah, but Sanu has stepped up, and they gave Andy Dalton that big contract, and he's actually playing through it. But watching Andrew Luck, if you're a football fan, watching Andrew Luck is a tremendous experience. This guy, you know what's sad too? The fact that they went from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck as a franchise. As a franchise, the Jets haven't got a quarterback right since, name it, Boomer's Heisman, maybe.
We have, by the way, for the AFC East, we have 80% on the Patriots and 20% on the Bills, and the Jets and Dolphins are not even selected. So that was great.
Yeah, no, I got Indianapolis in there.
All right, so then we have the next game is what I call a who cares game.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it'll be televised anywhere. Cleveland over Jacksonville.
Cleveland, I like Cleveland this year. I like Brian Hoyer. They're playing well. They got a good thing going there.
I have Crowell running back for this week coming up. My team is basically the Chicago Browns for my fantasy football this week. That's really what it comes down to. Seattle over St. Louis. I think that's a no-brainer. Everyone's going to be picking Seattle.
You know, I think it's an important game for them, though. Coming back, they have to bounce back from that loss of against the Cowboys and trading Percy Harvin. They have to come back from that. It's a big game for them. You know, St. Louis can hang tight. St. Louis can hang tight. They can actually make some plays.
Zach Stacy.
Right.
It's honestly really what's holding them together.
Yeah, they have no quarterback, but you know what, though? It's the NFL, and you don't want one of those games where they hang around, because then those doubts are going to start creeping into their head.
Yeah. Now, we both got Tennessee over Washington. Again, that's another garbage game no one's going to care about, so I just want to skip right over to San Diego and Kansas City.
Yeah.
You have Kansas City, I have San Diego.
I do.
And are you taking that off of just because of what they did against New England?
No, absolutely not. What I'm basing that off is I think San Diego's due for a letdown game. They have played every game to a high level. They've executed on all facets, and they're getting production from guys that nobody's ever heard of. They get injuries, boom, another running back steps up. That guy gets hurt, another running back comes out of nowhere and starts running the ball all over. Now, granted, it was against the Jets. What does that matter? I just think they're absolutely due for a setback there.
Yes, very true. Arizona over Oakland, and this is just like me from last week, picking up on Jacksonville. A lot of people are picking Oakland this week to have the upset. I don't see that happening. I know Arizona now has quarterback problems. Carson Palmer can barely throw past 15 yards.
It's Carson Palmer. What are you expecting to get out of him? I mean, that's the problem with Arizona. They actually put together a decent team. They have some players around there. They have some they play some defense. Ellington's a great little running back that they picked up. But again, they have no quarterback play. They're like the Jets, no quarterback, but a better team.
Denver and San Francisco, I really consider this a no-brainer too. It could be a close game, but I'm weighing this heavily on Denver here. And you're picking Denver as well.
Yeah, I am.
Is this the game where Peyton Manning sets the record? He's 3 shy from setting the record, 2 from tying Brett Favre.
I think he absolutely gets it. I think he gets those 3 touchdowns. He's just, him and Julius Thomas are just on another wavelength. It's really scary.
I know, he's on a fantasy team.
How do you stop them? I don't understand. How do you stop that? You have Daenerys Thomas out on the outside who's fast, strong, and can run a deep route. And then underneath you have a guy like Julius Thomas that's a linebacker catching a football. It's really, and you have Peyton Manning throwing a ball behind him.
Our final game of the week is going to be the upset week. It's the upset game. There's really no game that I can choose as an upset game here. So the closest one would be Houston over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh again right now. Pittsburgh, this was close to being the clueless game. All right, only because who's
Is it really an upset though?
That's what I'm saying. I have to pick one of these games to be an upset, and I think the closest one is Houston over Pittsburgh.
I think, you know what? I think Oakland can pull it off over Arizona. I think that would be my upset.
That is your upset. Yeah,
that is my
that's
upset.
Your upset.
Yeah.
Now, who do you think's going to win the bye? Philadelphia or the bye?
Philadelphia might be able to squeak that one out.
Tampa Bay or the bye?
The bye, absolutely.
All right. Well, I think we're coming to the close here to our show. When's the next time we're coming up here?
You want to touch on the Percy Harvin a little bit?
No, absolutely, yeah. That obviously just happened yesterday. So
yeah, we did get a question from a Jets season ticket holder over there.
Excellent.
And he wants to know, will Percy Harvin do anything on the Jets?
Yes, he will punch multiple players.
That's a very big question. Do anything?
Yeah, anything. More violent.
Punch another teammate in the face, because allegedly that's what happened.
Yep.
Allegedly he had been getting in some fights before the Super Bowl, giving Golden State a black eye.
Spend more time in his own bed because he's always injured.
Yeah, and he didn't want to go back to the game. The guy's a little bit of a head case, but you know what? He's a talent, and that's what it comes down to in sports. They will always choose talent.
And like you said, even with Santonio Holmes, the Jets were able to put up with Santonio Holmes in his antics.
Yeah, no, look, Rex Ryan I think Rex Ryan can be a player's coach, but, you know, look, the guy's obviously talented. Everybody knows that. Whether or not they have a quarterback to throw him the ball, that's an issue. You know, there's only so many things he can do there, and whether or not he wants to play. If he's going to take this as a wake-up call, or, you know, there's 2 ways he can take it. He got shipped out of town because he was acting like an idiot.
Well, all because before the Super Bowl, he had punched, who did he punch in the face?
Golden Tate, and they got a fight in the preseason, and then didn't want to go back in. But there's 2 ways he can take that. He got either pout about it, say, oh, for me, they ran me out of town, or he can take it as a wake-up call. And if he does take it as a wake-up call, the amount of talent he has, yeah, he could absolutely be an addition.
For a player like him who does nothing but stirs the pot of trouble, he's in the right place. He's in the right place.
He is joining a circus, that is true.
It's either there or go back to the Bengals where they used to have tons of arrested players.
I know. But now they're just spreading that out throughout all the NFL. They're no longer concentrated on teams. Have you noticed that? It just seems like a player from each team decides to get pulled over, beat some people. Just not a good look for the NFL. They really got to get that under control. They really do. And that's not even like a PR campaign. That needs to stop.
Yeah.
It really does.
And getting things under control is my golf game. Are we playing golf here again?
Oh, I would love to. I'd love to get another round in there. I got to improve on my 41 today.
I got to improve my 41 to 2 holes today.
That was about right.
That was
and
about right.
And you found every tree. I wasn't kidding. Every tree. Sharing a cart with you today we got to know that golf course intimately.
It was not cart management, that's for sure.
No.
All right, well, Chris, listen, I want to tell you right now, thank you for coming out. Thank you for doing the show with me again. I love having you on. I want to thank the entire Villa Roma staff, especially DJ Charlie. I also want to thank Doc Martin, Doc Holliday.
Doc Martin?
I don't know where that came from. Doc Holliday, I love the cowboy hat with the camera on that.
That is
That
cool
was
to go.
phenomenal.
Yeah, now, and they do have the comedy show is starting at 10.
Starting at, yeah.
Yeah, that should
Well,
be good.
doors are opening right now, and
Yeah.
show starts at 10.
Stewie Stone.
What?
Stewie Stone.
Stewie Stone.
Yes.
Stewie Stone, comedian. There you go.
Yes,
Excellent.
Stewie Stone.
Everybody, I want to thank everybody for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the show.
you guys, yeah.
And I hope you continue to watch us, all right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you